in this session we are talking about the forms. Forms is something in which we have to create the page layout, and then we have to make it printable, so that, like, normally if you have to send the greeting should be in the form of a page, and in that we have to write the dynamic data and the static data, and then we have to print it. So I'm taking an example of greeting card. So now if you want to send greetings to some millions of customers, you can do it with one click with the program. So what we'll do is we'll create a page layout. We'll create it in the layout. We'll create in SC38, and then we'll go ahead with the SC38. We're going to create the program, but the layout is something which we'll create in SC71 transaction. So in the SC71, we'll go ahead and create the script, and we will go ahead and then later we're going to write the logic in the SC38. So let's do that now. So for that, let me log in into the SC38 transaction code. SC71 first. We'll go for the layout design. So SC71 will do the layout now. So I'm logging into SC78 now. SC71. We need to log into SC71. So SC78 is for logo updation. If you had to upload a logo in the into the script or smartphone, we have to use the SC78 transaction. Here we'll go for SC71. So in the SC71 we'll go ahead with the form, and so I'm giving previously I gave it as Z456. I'll go for ZVIP now. ZVIP greeting and create, and in this I'm saying greeting, and save it. I'm saving it in the package. So, okay. Pages. In the pages, we give this as page 1 and say OK. And here we are writing it as page 1 and save it. So then we have to go for Windows. In the Windows, we'll go for main window. Main window is already there. So main window is default window. So we'll be creating a couple of other windows now. So first we created a page. We just gave a page name and technical name, the description, and then we go for the windows. In the windows we'll be creating a couple of windows. By default, the main window can be seen there. And then we'll go for page windows. We'll add the windows into the page. They are called page windows. Then we have the text elements. So text elements, we're going to add some new text elements here. So now let's go ahead with that. So main window is already there. So we'll go for edit and create element, and in this we'll go for the header window. And header window we'll go for this header data, and header window we'll go for edit create element. So we'll create a couple of windows which can be used here. And then we have to address, edit create element, and from the to address is gone, header is gone, and footer. From address, let's go for from address. So from address, I'm giving the from address window. Then we'll go for edit create element. Then we have the footer. So once we have saved this windows, we'll click on page windows, and in the page windows we'll go for in the page windows we'll add edit create element, and in this we'll go for the header edit create element. Okay, so we need to give the width and length. So I'll give this width and length as 44. Save, edit create element, and then we'll go for header is done. So to address, so to address 5, save, edit create element. Then we have this to address header is done. So then we have main window 3, some 6. No, height I'll give it as 3, and width I'll give it as something like 6. So that will be some odd number so that we can see that window. Then we'll go for edit, create element. Then we have to go for from address. So from address I'm giving randomly the length and width. This can be changed later. So save it, edit, create element. Then we'll go for the footer. So footer is the last, and here we'll go for 4 and 4. Okay. Once it's been done, now we have to click on page. So we have done this. So now we have the page windows. Now that we have done the page windows, we can adjust the length and size of the length and width of the window, also the position of the window. So for that we'll go for settings, form painter, and in this we'll click on this graphical form painter, say OK. So in this, like, we have this, these are the windows, so we can adjust this windows length position. So I'm going for this footer at the bottom. Okay, done. Here main window, then we have header, then we have to address, so and from address. So from address we'll give it down. Main window, header, and to address. So header also I'll just make it short. So the dimensions of these windows can be adjusted here, whereas we cannot create the windows from this image, this layout. But in smart forms, which is the advanced concept of this, we can do a lot of things. Okay, let's see that later. So we'll go for settings, form painter, and then we have to uncheck this. This is the only way to close it. You cannot close that in another way. Okay, so you have to go for the settings, form painter, and then if you want to make it again open, or if you want to open that layout, let us check this. That's it. Now once it's been done, we have done all these things. We'll go ahead with the text elements. To go for the text elements, I'll go for header. I'll select the header and go for edit text elements. In this we'll go for Airtel India Private Limited, something like that. Mumbai, back to address, edit, create element, edit text elements, to edit text element, and in the text element we have to go ahead with here. If I have to get that as a selected dynamical data, for giving the dynamic data, we need to go for edit. We need to go to change editor, and this we'll give that as something like 2 and w underscore kna1 hyphen name1 and comma. Okay, so this has to be written in the second line, and then we have to go for this one. So next line, w underscore kna1 hyphen ort0, that's a city, comma, and w underscore kna1 hyphen land1 and so full stop. So this is the one we have doing. So come back. Now the to address has been done, header is done, to address is done. Now when we go for change editor and do it, so when we go for change editor and do it, so when we select this 2 and go for this text elements, if you see this text elements, these all will be selected like this. So if they have to be selected like this in as a dynamic data, then we have to write it in the change editor. Now to address is done, and then we have main window. So in the main, go for edit text elements, and again here we have the dynamic data, so we have to go for edit, go to change editor, and in this we have to select this as dear, and after dear and w underscore kna1 hyphen name one. That's the name of the customer. Wish you and your family a very happy Dashera. So back. Now we have this main window, header to address, and then we have the from address. Select the from address, edit text elements from Indian, something like this. And since we don't have any dynamic data here, I'm not changing the editor. Okay, it's okay, it will come. But if there is a dynamic data, it will not. So footer, edit text elements. Your account deducted ₹1,000 every month for this greeting. Okay, so this is a note back. This is a footer. Save it. Now that we have done the page windows and page windows, we have and text elements also is done. After this, we have to go for the paragraph format. At least one paragraph format is mandatory, and that we are giving it as P1. You can give any name, but it should be of only 2 characters. And since P1 will be easily, the moment we see P1, we can easily recognize it's a para 1. You can go for that. So we'll go ahead with that, and then we'll create that paragraph format. Without paragraph format, we will not be able to activate this. I'll give it as P1 here and say enter, and we'll go ahead with this para 1 here. Select, save it, and this para 1 we have to go for font. Even if you leave the blank font as blank, it will take the default para and default font, not an issue. But here I'm just giving it like this. And have bold. And now we have to go ahead. So font. So once it's been done, paragraph format is done. So we are done with the designing. So font, we gave the font as courier and length as 10 and bold. Okay. So once it's been done, according to that, the entire page will get that font. So we'll go for form and activate. So when the moment we try to activate it, it will ask for the page 1. The default page that we have created just now is page 1. If you have multiple pages, you have to give the first page details. So then we have the para 1. So we go for P1. So we'll go for P1, and now we will be able to activate it. We'll go to the form, activate. Now it gets activated. So once this is done, we are done with the form. So this is the form name. Now what we have to do is we have to go ahead into the AC38 and create the program, print program, so that we can execute it. So for that we'll go for AC38, and in the AC38 I'm just writing a simple program here. So in this program, we have to write this types declaration as a structure, internal table, work area, and then select options, and then select statement. Till here it's pretty clear. Every one of us understands this because we have done a number of programs with this. So structure, we are creating a structure, internal table, work area, select options, and select statement. And after the select statement, we are very clear that the data gets stored in the internal table IT_k_anyone. After this, what we have to do is with what we'll do now. So let me delete all these things so that we can do it from the scratch. Okay. I hope no one has any doubt till here because it's pretty clear. Structured internal table, work area, and simple options. After this, what we'll do is we'll go for pattern, and in the pattern we'll have to go for open underscore form, and then in the open underscore form we just give this, we uncomment this exporting, and form name is something which we have done here, zvip greetings. Let's take that here, and then we have language, we have to go for language, and then we have to go ahead with exceptions have to be uncommented, all the exceptions have to be uncommented. And then we have loop at it underscore kna1 into w underscore kna1. Then we have to go ahead with pattern, and then we have start underscore form. So in the start underscore form we have the form name, language, start page, program. So all these things have to be given. The form name we already have it. Language, I'll give it as SY language. Start page, we'll give it as page 1. We need to give it in capital letters. And then program name is SYREPID, the present program in which we are using it. So exceptions have to be uncommented. Here, before this, we have to have the loop. Before the start form, we have to have the loop. So here we have start underscore form. Then we'll go for write underscore form. Write underscore form. And in this write underscore form, we'll be again entering this exporting, uncomment this exporting. Element we normally give it as main. You'll see it should be main. Element means the main one we have to give here. Function, type, window, and we have to give this exceptions. And then we'll go for write form. So this is start form is over, write form is over. Then we'll go for start and end form. So we'll go for end form here. Start and end form. After the end form, we'll go for close form. And then we have to go for open, close. So we have to go for close on this form. So we have this, and that's it. So once it's been done, we are good with the entire project here, and let's go and execute this. So once we have this, now I'll give some value here, some 1000 and some 1000 or something that. Let's see, there are records for that. So every time we execute a form, it will show us this. It will ask us for the default printer. So the default printer is LP01. We should keep that. SAP has defined it as a default para, and then we go ahead with that. Say OK, and click on print preview. So Once it's done, we should be getting the details. Yeah, so we have 17,012 pages have been printed. So actually these two are coming in same line, dear and wish you happy. That those things we can change, but the two address is different. Yeah, two address is IDS AG. This is coming properly, but we need to keep this dear on the top and wish you happy something should be in the next line. So let's do that. Let's modify that and do it. But meanwhile, let's check this output. So as I told you, we have 17,000 pages. You can see on the top. So what we'll do is I'll go for page, shift a page down, page function page. So function page down. So now you can see this is the second page, third page, fourth page, fifth page. So we have this page. The dear, after dear, that name of the customer is changing and to address is also changing. To address is changing and after dear that value is also changing. Okay, so the page number is also changing on the top. Okay, so this is the project for scripts, and now what I'll do is I'll change the layout so that it suits our output. Basically, that name and wish you happy Dasara both are coming in the same line. So what I'll do is I'll go for Windows. Either we can go for Windows or page windows. In this, I'll go for the main window. In the main window, edit text elements. In this, I need to change this to next line so that it will come like this. Okay, then we go ahead and then when it's been done, so we'll go for activate. So once it's activated, we'll be able to see the changes here in the program. Okay. So we can come back. So as I told you, I'm clicking function and drop down and we'll get the different number of values. So the things that we are getting some values in other languages also, the to address and all. Okay, so once we changed it, we'll go ahead. So now if we execute it now, that modified values will come in. That main window that adjustment we have done, right, so it will be visible now. So this is the concept of scripts, and in this we just need to remember that we have used this open form, and then after open form we have started the loop, start from write form and end form inside the loop, and after the end loop we have done the close form. That's it. These are the things that we have done. Okay, we have got again 17,012 pages in which we are getting this dear now here and wish you happy something which is coming here. We can also minimize the space here because we can see that there is a lot of space here. We can minimize this space and we can go ahead. So these are the values that we have. Okay, so this is the one which we have doing now. Okay, now the same project have to be also done by